Rural Canadians know their fair share of hardship and know how to weather it when the storm comes. No strangers to finding innovative solutions for the problems at hand, dedicated rural residents show that adapting is part of rural sustainability. Then, as well as now, rural Canadians prove this do-it-yourself mentality is in their DNA. How do we know this? It's all been done before. Rural living Canadians have a long history of rolling up their sleeves and getting the job done. And throughout this history, cooperatives have been a useful business model to get the job done. But it wasn't until farmers started forming co-ops that the model truly began to see success. Although there were important co-ops before them, we want to share the success story that starts with a group of grain farmers in southern Saskatchewan. In 1930, change was coming fast to farmers in Western Canada. Gone were the days of farms relying on horsepower to till the fields. Technological advances around the world were made, and farmers phased out horses in favor of the new tech, tractors. And since grain was some of Canada's most essential commodities at the time, farmers needed to adapt quickly. But the petroleum required to fuel the tractors was a far cry more expensive than the fuel for horses, which put a group of farmers near Regina, Saskatchewan, in a tough spot. The dirty 30s had hit prairie farmers hard. Drought had hit the prairies and exacerbated the financial crisis of the Great Depression. Matters were made worse as wheat prices had plummeted to the lowest cost per bushel that Canadian farmers had ever seen. Farmers just couldn't sell or produce their wheat. By 1933, the Canadian government had put a tariff on American oil that nearly prevented farmers from purchasing fuel for their tractors. Times were hard, and many farming families were forced to leave their homes searching for other work. Despite all this, 8 farmers came together in 1934 to pool their money to buy a petroleum refinery complex to save their livelihoods. And so the Co-op refinery complex was born. After a series of mergers in the 40s, the CRC joined the Cooperative Retailing System and Federated Cooperatives Limited. Now, some 80 years since a group of farmers had an idea for how to save their family farms, the Co-op brand is an icon in Western Canada, employing well over 20,000 people, and it all started with a dream and a DIY disposition. And rural Canadians are still doing things this way. Our team at Cooperatives First see it every day. Though there are many challenges on the way for rural Canada, people living in these communities are sure to find their solution. It's what they've been doing all along.